Welcome back to So Shameless. Last week was fucking incredible.
It was a great show.
Last week was incredible, man. Shout out to Tech Stone. Not that he can hear me right now, obviously, but I really appreciate him calling in several fucking times. And just all of the love that we've gotten. We've almost gotten to 20,000 followers. By the time this releases, we probably will.
Views or followers?
Views.
Listens.
Right. And can I tell you something that happened when after I released the show?
What happened?
So we get all of these comments on YouTube, right? All of these comments are free Tax. Oh, Tax is a bum. Oh, he's stupid. Oh, free. I miss him. There was so many people that love him and loved everything he said, but every once in a while you got some bozo or you got some dude that probably doesn't like him for whatever reason. Could be valid, right? But they leave their comments.
Trolling.
And it's internet gangsters, right? But I went to sleep one morning at about 2, and I had to be at work by about 4. So I just took a small nap, right? And when I woke up, somebody had left a comment that said the interviewer quoted Uncle Murder wrong.
Oh, yeah.
He did not say he didn't fuck with Tax. He said he's not cool with Tax. Like that. In order to get into some drama like that over him. Mm-hmm. And that's a big difference, this, that, and the other. So I wake up, I read the comment, and I'm like, oh my God, did I misquote Uncle Murder? Did I just start like a rap beef? Because you got to imagine, something as small as that. Tax said he didn't hear the song. Mm-hmm. He never heard the song.
Well, he's going off of you.
So he's going off of what I said. And like, I'm sitting here, I'm like, yo, did he just flame this dude, say all of this shit based on what I just said to him, and it was a fucking misquote.
Right.
I go back to the song, I hear it, it's the wrong fucking quote.
Mm. So you didn't do your research?
I did my research. Shut up.
Okay.
I just misquote.
That's a whole different.
I misquoted the person.
Okay.
There's more to this, all right? I go to my conversation with Tax because I'm able to email him while he's in there. When leading up to the episode, I sent Tax the words that were actually used in the song. He knew what he was responding to before I even asked him, right? Because I was giving him a rundown. You know, he's in there facing charges. Mm-hmm. I didn't want to just surprise him with certain shit. So I gave him like an outline of certain shit. And I spoke about what I would, maybe he didn't want to speak on Uncle Murder. So I let him know what we were going to be talking about. So he's prepared. But I managed to misquote Uncle Murder when I asked the question. I emailed Tax. I said, bro, I think I fucked up. People going to try to kill me. Let me know if
that changes his view.
If this would have changed your answer. Right? He didn't say he didn't fuck with you. He said y'all wasn't cool like that. Blah, 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 blah. Tax responded, nope, because I don't know what the fuck he talking about anyway.
Right. He probably didn't care anyway.
I was so relieved. Like, I was waiting for the fucking response, and I was so relieved. But, yeah, we had a great week on So Shameless last week. If anybody is wondering who's talking to me, we have, what is your name now?
It's Key.
It's not No Come Girl.
It's not No Come Girl. It's Key.
Because we're shooting video now, so everybody can see you.
It's Key.
Right? Everybody knows who you are. You're like Ghost Come Killer, Ghostface Come Killer.
Guys, you've been fiending to see my face. This is my face, okay?
Yes.
And my breasts, because you've been fiending to see that as well, because you mentioned them a lot.
They're really dope.
Thank you.
And is that the bra or?
No, it's my nipples. They're always hard.
Did you do that on purpose?
No. Oh, because I'm mentally stimulating my nipples. Just.
But I'm sure you can do like a pasty or a paper bag or something over them things.
Okay, but this is also me. I'm natural.
There's some really dope titties, right?
Pierced, yeah.
And they're pierced.
Are they natural?
I pierced this. Yeah, they are. Nice. Really? Someone asked me that too, and I was in a club in Miami.
Today, it's like in these days, everybody has like surgical enhancement, so you can't assume.
That's true.
So we have our third voice on the show. Glamazon Tayomi.
Yes.
Hello, how are you?
I'm great.
Girl.
even better that I have this Carlo Rossi sangria.
So we usually sip on Douce during the show, but I asked her, as a matter of fact, she's here with her husband, her newlywed husband. You guys are newlyweds.
Yes. Congratulations.
Thank you. 1 weekend, whoop whoop.
And you're on like a tour. You've been on a tour for like 2 years.
Yeah.
What are you doing? What are you touring?
Basically sex education classes, primarily for women. And so
what am I doing here?
What are you doing here?
Why am I here?
To talk to me about stuff.
Right.
But I mean,
well, I'm a Pisces, so I'm half woman anyway.
Oh, okay.
That
well,
is
you
a
know,
fact.
Pisces and Scorpios are compatible, so.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, you're a Scorpio.
Yeah.
Oh, so you belong in sex education. That's all y'all
Yeah.
like doing is fucking. This is all Scorpios
This is why
do.
this is my job. You know, it comes naturally. So, but yeah, I started my tour teaching women how to ride dick. Because it was a very commonly asked question of me. And I created like 3 videos on my YouTube about it. And women were still like, I don't know what I'm doing.
What is your YouTube?
My YouTube is youtube.com/glamerotica101. I started it in 2011 and it's grown ever since. Right. And it's grown pretty organically.
Right.
People just finding the videos. It's funny seeing the comments. People are like, I was looking up cars and now I'm here. How did I get here? And I'm like, welcome. You know,
the power of clicking,
learning how to ride.
Right.
You
Shouts
say
out
ride,
to
you don't know.
YouTube, who's tuned in right now. But
what's popping, YouTube? How y'all doing? Can you see me? Oh,
they definitely can hear.
Yep. If I was to like put this back some, they could like see you even more. But
well, we can figure that out. We could get our cameraman or maybe your husband come organize that.
Yeah.
Somebody.
He's
can
really
do
good
it.
at that.
Right.
Naeem is in the back. Figure he's doing the.
Rubik's Cube.
We're trying to set up the phone so that YouTube can see all of us. Yeah, maybe sit it right there on the little painter's ledge. Just put something behind it and keep it vertical horizontal.
So Tayomi.
Yes.
What exactly qualifies you as a sex expert? Because I've had a lot of sex. I'm not going to say that I can sit here and teach people how to do what I do. I probably can't teach men. Maybe I could. I don't know. But then I couldn't make no come girl come for 14 or 13. Maybe. What was my record on you? Was it 11? Was it around 11?
I don't know, maybe like 11, 12.
And then you shot.
11.
Pew, squirted across the room.
I did not skirt.
And I won.
I heard the whatever. Let's talk about skirting because I heard the podcast.
There was an ejaculation there.
No, it was not.
So what happened?
How
did we know?
It came down like a stream. Whatever. Anyway, that's
ancient. That's actually pretty impressive because the average woman's not skirting like that. So
neither
I
is
haven't
she.
done it in years.
Neither is she.
Yeah.
Cheers. That's good.
No. I'm out here.
What qualifies me to be a sex expert is my desire and tenacity to amass sexual information in all forms, shapes, sizes, whatever, for the rest of my life. You know, there's plenty of people that are out here having sex, but there are not many people who are dedicated to actually learning all there is to know about sex and then taking that information, making it easily digestible, and then presenting it to the public for them to then apply to their own lives. So that's what makes me an expert, is the fact that I'm dedicated to this for the rest of my life.
But you're now in a relationship, so
I've been in relationships though.
Yeah, but so you're like married now, like so.
How does that change anything?
I'm trying to bring up the fact that you.
Can you keep exploring with one person, right?
Well, she's in a situation that she says it's a free love. They call it free love. Define free love. What is that?
It's really just love. We had to name it free love so that people can understand it. But love is free as it is. Love holds no captives. Love does not have any expectations or obligations. And so with that, he and I, we have many partners, not just sexual partners or romantic partners, you know.
Life partners.
We're partners right now because we're here on this podcast joining to spread information to your fan base, my fan base. So
this is great.
The love that we share is not just for us and not just for our other romantic or sexual partners, is for everyone. But in order for me to get the point across about our relationship being unconventional for CashThisLife.com, I had to label it something because everybody has their different perception of what love is, which is typically the complete incorrect way of looking at love. And so for me to label it free love, it was like, oh, we get it now. It means you're open, whatever. Right. But it's like, fluidity. We don't subscribe to open relationship, non-monogamy, all of that. It's like we are just being how we naturally are supposed to be, which is free loving.
So
beings.
many labels. I can't even with them.
Fuck the labels. The labels,
so
like
many.
look.
I'm talking about
in
with
doing my research,
polygamy and all. It's so many.
he sent me a glossary of terms, and I was like, my head was pounding because I'm like, what? Polyfuckery? What's that? You know, like
That's me.
yeah, you know, polyfuckery. You know?
I want to own that. Can I catchphrase that? But no, listen. All right. So I don't want to go into too much. You were on Horrible Decisions this weekend. You guys did a great interview.
Oh yeah, shouts out to them.
You know, they broke down the whole free love thing. We're not going to go into it. But basically, you guys do what the fuck you want as long as you have respect for each other and respect for how you feel about each other and where you are in each other's lives, right?
Well, the only thing that matters is that we love each other and we keep that as our anchor. And whatever we do outside of each other really isn't either one of our business.
Do y'all do it together as well?
We have threesomes and stuff.
All the time.
And we
all the time?
explore.
All the time. Listen.
Not like,
he's just over there
tonight
chilling.
at 7 p.m.
I'm
we
like,
got a
this
threesome
dude-
scheduled. You know,
His life is amazing. Look,
Yeah.
he's over there doing paperwork on the algorithm of the Rubik's Cube.
Zen.
Chilling.
So zen.
I said,
Yeah,
wow,
but I mean,
this guy
we-
is amazing.
we explore our sexuality in many ways, and this is like the first relationship that I've been in where I actually feel safe to do that. And he too. So it's a beautiful thing that we're able to express ourselves the way we want sexually without guilt or shame or
Did you feel judged
obligation.
in your past relationships?
Hell yeah. Yeah, because in my past relationships, it was like the men or women, not even so much women. I haven't had this experience with women. My experiences with women have been great. But with men,
Oh, my Jesus.
it's always been like
Us
them trying
fucked
to
up men.
No, men aren't fucked up because we all have a sense of fuck uppery, you know, because we all have a sense of conditioning that it just comes with being in this society
Learned
and being in
behaviors and
bodies
shit.
as humans. But the men that have come into my life, it seems like they've looked at me as a conquest, you know, and they've projected their own desires and the things that they wanted on me without me really being able to express the things that I want. And in me expressing the things that I want, sometimes I've been attacked, or they've shown up and not been able to perform, and then they attack me because of that as well.
Hold up. Hold up.
That's
wait.
so good.
You said too much. Wait a minute. Wait. Because what we're not going to do is vilify men.
No, I'm not vilifying.
Wait,
I'm just
wait,
talking about my
Guys project
experiences.
a lot.
I've been
Guys
attacked.
What do they project on you as far as things that they want and you not be able to? Because I need to be able to understand.
You know, just like, okay, for instance, if we are in a friends with benefits relationship, you know what I mean? Right. You know, we're just fucking and that's it. It's understood. But then after a while, it's like you're trying to control me. You're trying to tell me who I can and cannot fuck and what I can and cannot do. And for me, that's always an exit point because I'm like, I'm not telling you who you can and can't fuck. You know?
Isn't it all about respect, how you do it? Like, how would he know? How would he know? That's like even if your relationship right now, is your husband able, if y'all at a bar together, he just walk over to another chick and just take her home and it's like, isn't it all about how you do it?
No, because if we're at a bar together and he sees somebody he wants to go talk
y'all
to,
going together.
he goes and talks to them. And even if he's by himself and he sees somebody he wants to talk to, he just talks to them.
You're so mature.
Most of the time, you know what he's doing? He's introducing his book. Hey, so I wrote this book about love. You know, if you want a copy, I'll give you a free PDF or you can buy it on Amazon, whatever. Oh, would you like to read the book together? Like literally the same way that he approached me is how he approaches everybody. So I'm not special. And no one in his life is special on the level of content, meaning love.
That hurt me.
That hurts
It's the
you.
ego
This is
that
not-
we like. No.
No, that hurt me.
Oh,
That she said I'm not special.
I know.
you're not special. On a level of form you are, because no one can look like you, be like you, speak like you, have the show like you do. But on a
Well,
level
people
of
can have the show.
content, no, not like this. And can't nobody have so shameless. Like this your shit, you know. But on a level of love, no one's special because we all come from the same infinite source of love. But form, meaning our bodies, how we think, how we live our lives, like we said earlier, you know, we all got different opinions. So in that sense, you are special. But he can do whatever he wants to do. I mean, because we both travel and we both move around a lot, and I'm not always with him, and he's not always with me. And we both meet a lot of people. Even if I'm with him, literally, legit, He can walk 10 feet away from me, got his back turned, and people just coming up to me trying to holler, trying to talk. It happens every time we're at Texas Fried Chicken in Harlem.
Well, you're a very beautiful woman.
Yeah, you are.
Oh, you know.
So, but my thing is this, right? And I have a whole thing that I want to talk about with you, right? So, but I need to understand. And it's like, physically, you can do whatever you want to. You can think whatever you want to, whatever, right? But free will is that you say, all right, I can do that, but I choose to do that for one person. I choose. This is what most people think.
You can
This is what
totally,
most people,
you can totally do that.
I choose to put this one person in this special place in my life, and you're saying that doesn't exist. So I think that's what might
it doesn't
be
exist for
confusing to
me.
people.
It doesn't exist for me. People can choose to do whatever they want to do. If you choose to make somebody special in your life, you can do that. But just know that in making someone special in your life, there will be things that come along with that. Because with specialness, it'll never be enough. You make somebody your one and only, and now it's like, oh, you got to call me every day at this time to check in. And then if you don't, it's a problem. And with specialness, it's never going to be enough because, okay, let's say you get into a special relationship. You're my one and only. We're committed. Sex with only each other. Sexual monogamy. Social monogamy. We're living with each other. Only each other. We're supporting each other financially. Cool. Okay. So you know what? I really don't like how you wear your hair. Can you change your hair to
I don't
brown?
like those fucking boots.
Right.
I don't like them thick heels.
Right. I don't like them boots.
Him.
You know, and you, I don't like them boots.
He
okay.
projects.
Okay. Well, you know what? I'm not going to wear them anymore. What shoes you want me to wear? I want you to wear
Why
these.
you ain't say that? Why you ain't say that?
So
I'm not that submissive.
So then you change. Wait, hold on. But that's not even submissiveness. You know what I'm saying? Because at this point, it's compromise. Because you like them fucking boots. Like, why should you have to change them?
I
Because
brought those fucking shoes from that night for Father's Day.
She wore these shoes on Father's Day,
Oh, I'm gonna.
and I was like,
Damn, I don't have a picture of them.
like, what the fuck is you wearing? Like, why would you wear those to come out with me? Like, them
So
you wanted
fucking
them-
cute
them
though.
is not.
I'ma show
You
you.
might have thought they was cute. I didn't think they was fucking cute.
Okay.
All the women in the world is gonna be like, yo, them shoes is cute.
Yeah, I showed you.
they
my
sound
friend.
cute.
They
were
probably are.
already.
I didn't like the shits, and I said it, but I said I'm joking. I'm just whatever. It's not that serious.
But
No.
you know, for some people, being in special relationships is like because they want to appease this primary partner that they've become committed to. It's like, okay, I'll change the shoes. But then it's like, you know what? I don't like the way you chew. I need you to close your mouth when you chewing. Okay, well I'll do that too. And it's like you're continuing to make these little changes, but with specialness, it's never going to be enough. And it also happens with women and men too. It's not just men making demands of women. It's women making demands of men too. I don't like you hanging out with Ronnie. Ronnie is a bad influence. You can't hang out with him no more. Okay, you stop hanging out with Ronnie. Oh, I don't like that you be out until wee hours in the morning. You got to bring your ass home. Okay, you start bringing your ass home. It's never going to be enough because it's always going to be something else is going to be requested of you.
So you have no limit love.
Love just is limitless.
Right.
And so we're literally
unconditional.
Yeah.
How long have
there
you
are
guys?
no conditions.
How long have you got? All right, you just got married this weekend. Congratulations.
Yes.
Last week.
Last weekend.
Put some respect
And-
on that week.
That week was
listen,
rough.
listen.
That week was rough. Bro.
Was it?
Yeah.
Why was it rough?
I've never had such a fucking hard time getting to New York.
The weather was bad last. I
Was it?
mean,
Yeah.
I had 3 canceled flights, and then I finally got out on Friday, and I got stuck in Kentucky, and I had to take a flight the next morning, 2 different flights.
What is
So
a boom cyclone?
I didn't even fly
that's
in
wild.
until the day of my wedding. But then during that week, I was also like getting attacked from everywhere. Like people in my family was getting sick. One family member very close to me, like physically threw something at me. Like the shit was
Jesus.
crazy. The attacks that the ego was trying to throw
universe
to
was
like
trying to-
deter me from getting to this man. I was like, well, damn, this must be something that
Right.
I need to do because everything is trying to stop me. And my ego was telling me, oh, just give up.
Could it be the
Don't
opposite?
even go. Huh?
Could it be the opposite?
What you mean?
The universe like telling you not to?
No,
No?
because
Oh,
the
I don't-
universe orchestrates for your benefit, never against you.
Okay.
So if anything is against you, really what it is, thank you, Daddy. Really what it is the ego trying to stop you.
Isn't it perspective?
I need a Maxwell.
Because the universe could be working in your benefit to keep you away from him, but your ego is
No.
saying, you know what, I ain't got to be there.
right
I got to be there.
No,
It could
because
be that
I
way.
know the purpose and why we're together, and we experience and extend love to each other always. That has never changed.
This is,
so because
he's got to be cool because I'm sitting here talking about maybe they talking about y'all shouldn't be together.
And
He's
he's
just sitting
bringing
there
her
chilling, sipping his water. Like,
oh, because he knows the truth. Like
right.
he's there is nothing that can ever change or end or deter love. There is nothing that can stop it. So you can say everything that you want, but nothing can ever threaten love, because love just is.
I think Beyonce and Jay-Z said that too.
Yeah, and you want to know what? You want to know why Jay-Z and Beyonce said that? Because Jay-Z and Beyonce study A Course in Miracles, and that's what we base our philosophy.
Spiritual shit.
Yeah,
really
and A Course in Miracles is what we base our church on too. We have an online church called Real Love Church, and we talk about sex, love, money, relationships, real life, practical stuff that everybody deals with, and giving you practical tools to navigate it that you can use right now, not like weeks later, like
right now.
So you have your own church. Okay, I went to church maybe a month ago, and the pastor started off talking about abortions.
Oh Lord,
he went in, had us all uncomfortable. Then he went to start talking about.
You snapped it, didn't you? I remember watching him.
Yes. Then he started talking about homosexuality.
He was going in, damn.
And I was sitting there like, people still do this. This is some shit you see on television.
Right.
Like,
Fire and brimstone.
Yeah. And then he finally
you.
stopped his last point. I think he did 4 things. His last point was porn.
Oh, come on, bro.
I got up.
Doing them.
That's it.
I'm done.
I've had enough. I'm glad I don't tithe because I want my $2 back.
Tahoe loves his porn.
All right, we're gonna talk about that. But what I want to know is, all right, there's got to be some. I can't invalidate how he feels, how people who feel like him feel. People maybe come from an older society or a closed society, whatever.
Right.
Listen, they got their right to live the way they fucking do.
Exactly.
It is what it is, right? Now, here you come. You have your church.
Yep.
And you preach love. Do you preach sexuality in your church? Is that something that comes up?
Absolutely, because it's not separate.
How do you talk about God and sex?
Us.
Like, this is how does
because that? Think about this. I mean,
sex comes from
too. Sex comes from God.
But they try to shame
how we got here.
The Bible.
Yeah, the Bible tries to shame you from connecting with your sexual self, which really, when you have an orgasm, it connects you to the divine. It taps into your central.
This is so cute.
It taps into your central essence, and you're able to literally
closer to God.
Reach God.
That's why you have a sex. You're like, oh my God.
You're like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Exactly.
Oh God.
So because
it wasn't God, it was macaroon. Remember that song?
I love y'all. Like,
oh God.
I love this.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
No, don't be sorry.
That
it's cute. I love
it. I'm crying right now.
You said macaroon.
It's like it's celestial.
Yeah, and I was like, oh my God. He was like, that's not God, that's macaroon. I'm like, what?
Yo, while we was fucking.
Yeah, while we
She said, oh my God. I said, that's not God, that's macaroon.
That's cute. It's true. Very true.
Yo, that macaroon be having me on some
Facts
shit.
though. Facts though. I love macaroon, man.
So you guys met, like, what was the road to marriage? How did you know that this was the one? Because I have questions about this. Right. How did you know that this was the one?
Okay, so
because you only met, 9 months ago?
Yeah, okay. April 13th, 19, Lord.
1757.
No, like, we literally have been together in past lives. Like, we know this. But
that's so dope.
It's so funny being here today because this area was very influential in me being led to this man. So I came to New York last year to see Big Sean in concert. I didn't have no other business here. I was like, I'm going to support Sean Don because he liked to field my tweets on Twitter. So I came here to go to Radio City Music Hall, and I was staying with a guy that lived in this area that I was dating on and off for like 4 years. And when I came here, I was like really sick. And I was assuming he was going to take care of me because a month before he was like, I want to marry you. I want you to have my kids.
Everybody wants to marry your ass.
Yeah.
That shit must be amazing.
Yeah.
Part of it.
I'm a good woman, you know, and any smart man can see that and be like, this is a good thing. I need to have this in my life. But anyway, so I'm assuming, okay, this man wants to marry me. We've been in this relationship on and off for 4 years. He gonna take care of me. Not quite. I was
sickness and health.
Yeah, I felt disappointed because I had this expectation that he would take care of me, but what I didn't realize too was that in that period of time, he wasn't even really able to take care of himself. So
talk about it. Talk about it.
So when I went to the concert, like, Big Sean preached to us for like 15 minutes and spoke to my life, and I came back feeling very empowered and like uplifted, and he was just kind of like, well, okay, whatever, you know. And in that week, I was just like, in that moment, I was like, I don't deserve this. Like, I'm done with this. It's been on and off for 4 years. It's not going anywhere. I can't.
No purpose.
Right. It's no purpose. Yes. I'm glad you said that because I'm going to touch on that in a second here. So I was like, I literally made a declaration to God. I was like, listen, I don't want this anymore. I'm done with this. I deserve better. I deserve someone who's going to love me the way I love so many other people in my life. And I want to understand love as it's supposed to be understood. Few hours later, get on my flight going back to Chicago because I'm born and raised from in Chicago. The Shy. And
You pat her down for you.
you know what? Wait, I'm so fucking mad. Her ass scooted away from me like I'm packing.
She was like,
Everybody carrying from Chicago. Like.
All right, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
what's wrong with you, my
Shit was
nigga?
funny as fuck though. It's like
Okay, so
halfway
you get on
accurate.
your flight.
Get on the flight.
I get on my flight. I don't want to talk to nobody. I'm hungry as shit. I'm frustrated because I didn't sleep that night. I was up meditating, just, manifesting what I really wanted. Then I feel somebody staring at me intently, and I'm like, who the fuck is this? Like, I don't want to talk to anybody. And then eventually I was like, fine, I'll submit to this so I can get over with it and get my nap in. And I look up and I see this man. Beautiful brown eyes, all soft and stuff. I'm like, okay, he fine. Okay. And he's like, oh, I like your hair. Because I usually wear an afro, like out. And he's like, oh, I like your hair. I'm like, great. Thank you. Appreciate it. And went to sleep, woke up. And then turns out he needed to take the same train I was already taking into downtown. So I was like, well, let's ride together. Riding together.
How did y'all even start talking? All right, it went from here.
Y'all on the
because
same plane?
Yeah, we were on the same plane. He was a few seats in front of me.
Oh, okay.
And he's
so
looking back. Seats,
Yeah,
looking back in seats is hard on the
He
plane.
turned around in his seat to look at me, to stare
Her
at me.
hair, and she saw. She probably was like,
Yep, it was a
Like,
halo. Like,
You about your business, bro. You about your business. Cause
So you gonna look at me.
My ego, my pride won't let me do shit. Like she won't look at me initially. And I'll say my thing. Like I
he
wasn't
was
being a
staring
creep.
hard as shit.
I wouldn't be in a
Airplane
creep.
seats
Just want to
is
say
hard.
your hair is dope. Go back to bed.
Right.
I'm doing me.
But you also don't like people to feel too special. He don't want to like, I'm not on you like that. Like he doesn't want a
Nah,
female
he
to
was
feel
intent.
Like,
He
I
was
don't
like,
like getting turned down.
yeah.
but you know what? But all that stuff was going through his head and his ego too at the same time. But he
how
was
dope.
like, fuck it.
Yeah.
I'm going to
Shoot my shot.
He said he recognized me. Like he knew who I was, like on like my soul. He
That's
was
dope.
like, I know who this is. She gonna look at me. And then I finally looked up and, oh, I like your hair. So then when we landed, he was looking around the plane and we locked eyes again. He's like, hey, do you know how to get to the blue line? I'm like, actually, yeah, I'm taking that train so we can ride together. I feel like the
Sounds like some
ambassador of
serendipity
Chicago.
shit.
Oh, dear.
When people come into the city and they ask me for directions and stuff, I feel like a tour guide. I'm like, oh, well, just come with me, So we rode the train together. He was like feeding me grapes, which it was the food that got me because I was fucking hungry.
Feeding you grapes.
Fed me grapes.
The first
Would
day you
like some
met?
grapes?
Oh no.
Oh, like
Okay,
he
just
offered
gave you grapes.
Yeah, he offered me
Oh, I
grapes.
thought he
which
was
is-
like, here.
Feeding you.
But
He's like,
I don't remember if he actually. I don't know if he fed me grapes at that time, but he definitely was offering me food, and I accepted it, and he offered me his portable charger because my phone was dying. I was like, this man's really nice. Then he's like,
he comes bearing gifts. Like
no, he
he's
does.
like-
And then the
like
best
food
gift,
things.
the best gift that
And
he
battery
bore was
life.
his book, because he was like, yeah. So I wrote this book about love, and I was like, get the fuck out of here. Because I was up the night before praying to God about I want to understand love.
Bing.
Bing. Bing. Right. Then he pulls out
That's
this
amazing.
book, and I was like, oh, I need
Scary.
this
The name
book.
of his book is what?
Love is Not a Game, a manual for love and relationships, and by Naeem Najib. And so I started reading the first page, which is like a little clarity chart about principles of games and principles of love. And then I just started flipping through like the table of contents and flipping through, reading different pages. And I was like, I need this book. And he was like, oh, well, yeah, I mean, I'll give you a free copy if you give me your email. I was like, oh, shit, free? Okay. But then he was like,
Black people love free shit.
Free
hell yeah.
He gave you some food
Gave me food,
Battery
a
life,
charger.
for your phone.
Right.
Like this is big.
Right. No, for
And
real.
then some shit to take with you. Like your phone dying will
Right.
kill everything.
Everything.
But
Your pimp hand is strong.
But
my
wait,
nigga.
it gets better.
Because
It gets
a person
better. It gets
loses
better.
her
It gets better.
phone.
It gets better.
That's
It gets
it. They won't
better.
talk no more. They're trying to get to a
Right.
charger.
Like, come on. That's a fact.
It gets better though. So then he was like,
Pimp hand is
You're
A1.
stupid. But he was like, well, if you want to read the book together, we can. And it's no pressure. It's whenever you have time. I was like, he offered to read a book with me. And I'm a sapiosexual, A sapiosexual is a person that's,
intelligence,
Right.
stimulated by
Right,
intelligence.
intellect.
And that turned me on. I was like, damn,
That's
no
some
man
different
ever
shit.
asked me to read a book.
I have never went that way with the game.
And he,
Try it.
The force is strong within you, my friend.
But then
he just put it on.
But then he didn't
My
even ask
sister.
for my phone number.
Hey,
He
you
just
gotta get
asked
email.
for my email.
That's dope.
And that made me feel really secure because I
Right.
was like, if this dude's a weirdo, I'm gonna have to block him, you know? And with him asking for my email, I'm like, that shit can just go to spam, you know, at
Right.
any time. So it made me feel safe. And so that was our
Oh, shit,
exchange.
it's a whole new game. It's
Yeah.
a whole new
That-
ball game.
That was our exchange. And then we left off the train and that was that. And I never knew if I would see him again or anything like that. Then he sent me an email like 2 days later. And he's like, I do not believe in chance encounters. I believe we've been sent to each other to assist in our healing. And I was like, yeah, I believe that too. Like, and from there we started reading the book, and this is where purpose came in. Before we even started reading this book, he was like, so I would like to set the purpose for our relationship. And now my ego was like, fuck you mean a relationship? We just met
Right.
meaning a relationship, you know. But he said, you know, relationships are vehicles, thus ship. It means it's going somewhere. If you don't have a purpose, then you don't have a destination for where this relationship is going. So I don't want this to just be something that's haphazard and it just defaults to what the ego wants this relationship to be
Like a
for, and
car
then
with
it
no
ends.
gas.
Exactly.
Something.
So he was like, let's set the purpose. And we did. And we came up with like 5 things we said to laugh and play together and to have fun together, to assist each other in our healing, to remind each other of our innocence and love, to support each other in accomplishing our goals. And what was the 5th one? Oh, yeah, to
Come
be
here
happy.
for a second.
That's the
young
most
blood.
important.
Come here for a second. Young blood. Do you mind if I invite him over here for 2
Yeah, I
seconds?
don't mind.
Here, first of all, I have a seat here. I have a question for you. You don't have to stay if you don't want to, but you can. I have a question for you. Let me move out
Him
my
is
way.
Rubik's Cube. He's really.
I want to know, right? And sure, you guys can share mic, I guess, for a second. I want to know one thing. Naeem, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
How did you know? Your game is impeccable. You're a beautiful man, if I may say so myself. I'm sure any woman will look at him and be like, yo, this guy is good
He's so
looking.
Maxwell-y.
Yeah, he's very good looking. He's very calm. He has good energy.
Yeah.
He can get any box he want. He can get any box he want.
Actually, yeah, he can.
Right? He can get any box he want. I know it.
Fire.
Stay away from no cum girl. Still mine. No, I'm just,
And I'm not what? See?
just shut up and chill. It was a
All
joke.
right, I
right?
know.
We'll talk about it later over drinks. How did you know this was the one? And there's a reason I'm asking you for it. Asking this question, please. Step up to the mic and speak.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate you for welcoming me on the show.
Yes, sir.
I receive it. I go where I'm welcome. I knew because I knew it was in my heart. It's not something, and our minds will trick us. Because in your mind, you know, you want to fuck every good-looking woman you see. That's just part of our natural, primitive nature. But fucking someone and being attracted to them does not mean you have a heartfelt, soul-felt connection, and or that you're interested in becoming more aware of that. So I knew because I recognized her, and here's another interesting fact. I had downloaded a picture of her on the internet because I was at one point looking for women with afros, black women with afros.
No way.
Yes.
That's
and
crazy.
in December. So 4 months before I met her, I had the picture on my phone, and not until 2 or 3 months later when we went on a trip to Jamaica together, and she was going through her pictures, and I was like, whoa, wait, that's you? And she's like, yeah. And I said, look, I have that picture in my phone since December.
That's crazy.
And so
Oh
this
my
part,
God.
I cannot explain to you.
I just got the shivers. That's incredible.
So I'm just saying, receive how I'm trying to explain it, but my answer, I can't explain it in words. It's just something that you know on a deeper level, and your heart knows. And I said, I don't want to mess up this relationship by attacking her, which basically means by pursuing what my mind or my body wants from her. Because yes, my mind and my body has an agenda, has a script, because my mind is programmed. I'm like, oh yeah, I need her to be,
Into
this
me,
way.
right.
You're into me, only into me. I want her to make me special, give me all this attention, give me pussy, be all making me into a personally famous relationship. And I'm like, wait a minute. If I really love this woman as I want to love everyone, then I have to respect her freedom and her ability to choose one way or the other what she wants to do and not do. And love, because it's not a game. I did not approach her with game. I approached her with love. as I do. I introduced you to the book before the show, and Chris to the book, and I didn't get a chance to introduce you to. But
I picked it up.
okay, so you saw it. You know, so I do this because I wrote this book as a gift. I said right here, this manual is my gift to you. It is an operational guidebook on the wisdom of love taught to me by my teachers. I am not an expert on love. I'm a student of love's ways. I offer this manual to you as an alternative to the insanity we have all been taught about love and relationships.
But that shit
And
costs. It also, it don't have the price on there, but I
On
know that shit costs
Amazon-
about $19.99.
on Amazon.
It's not a gift. You don't buy your
Amazon.
gift.
Yeah.
I'm
But the
just
PDF
joking.
though.
The PDF is free.
He's
Right.
giving out more books than he
Yeah.
can even
I believe it.
remember.
Yeah. I believe
I've given
that. I
away
believe that.
thousands of it on PDF form, but you know, I have an overhead to
Of course,
purchase this.
of course.
So yes, for
And I'm
sale.
not trying to come
no,
at you
I
for
get-
that.
I get you, I
bro.
get you.
I get your energy. I feel it. It's real.
And this is the most
Seriously.
important line. It took me like 2 days to come up with this line, which everything is around this. It says, I personally would rather someone have given me this book to read than to have written it. I wrote this book because I couldn't find a book out there like it. I wanted a book that actually gave us a manual, like this is how you set up your PlayStation, you know, like on love. And it works the same way in every situation every time. But it's like, you know, you'll get something from IKEA and it's like, oh, put
Use
this
part
here
A and
to
screw
B.
Z.
And you're like, everybody who does that will have the same dresser
Results.
or bookshelf every time. But on love, everybody's saying, oh, you need to do this. You need to get married.
5 love languages.
Oh, goddamn. And, you know, Steve Harvey and, you know,
I believe
oh,
in
this
love
and that.
languages, though.
Oh, we can get to that.
Okay, well,
but
it's shut me down.
it's okay. It's just that it's incomplete.
Right.
It offers a way of approaching love, but that way is not the only way, and it's not the way that will guarantee you love every single time. So, for example, what would you say your love language is?
Time
Would it-
spent, words of affirmation. I like touching.
Physical.
Like,
So
yeah,
basically,
physical.
all of them. Then.
Not all. Is that all of them?
It's like
I don't care about gifts, and some people think like
Okay.
giving
that's like
gifts
3 of the
and-
5 though.
Well, when you
I
think
can only
about
pick
it,
one.
time spent is a gift.
Yeah, it is.
Physical
It's a bonus.
touch, even dick and pussy, is a gift because we're
anyway.
not rapists in here. So, you know, all right, I'm not looking at nobody. So,
I'm just like, all right.
yeah. So,
I'll get all right.
so what I'm saying is,
Right.
you can spend time with someone who you love and you can feel great, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or you could be locked up in a prison cell with someone who you don't like and you would not feel good about that.
Right. That's exactly why if it's given and not taken, like you want to give me your time, it means more.
What if someone you don't like wants to really give you?
And I don't want to take it.
So therefore, the same time they would have spent with you, then with someone who you do like, it's the same. Let's say 60 minutes, 60 minutes, but your response or reaction to it is different. Therefore, the time in and of itself, I'm being purely scientific and mathematical about this. The time in and of itself is meaningless because you could spend time with anyone and get different results. Therefore, the time in itself is meaningless, but the way you receive the time is what matters.
Right. Absolutely. You're right.
So that's what I
I
say about
was lost at like
Time.
15 minutes ago. No, I seriously was sitting here like, because I just don't. The reason why, I'm gonna tell you why. I want you, Tayomi. I really want Tayomi, right? Tayomi.
Yeah,
Tayomi.
either one's fine.
No, what's your name? I want to say it right. I hate
It's
my
Tayomi, but
Ty-
people call me Tiomi all the time.
Tayomi.
And I'm not.
I'll get it right.
Yeah, I'm not attached.
The reason why I've had this issue, right? Yeah, I see it. It's
Can you tap that off the phone? Sorry.
the reason why I had an issue listening is because I was trying to relate it back to myself. I spoke to an astrologer, right?
Oh, okay.
And she went through all my houses, and she went through, and I'm actually flying out to do a show with her very
Nice.
soon, right?
Nice.
She said, "You don't seem to be the marrying type. I don't take it. It isn't in your charts." She said, "If you do, I would go towards these particular signs, but I don't see it as your thing, right?" All right. But then, you know, I've never really been into the astrology thing. I do have a hard time connecting. Okay. They're kissing.
We're gonna do this
in the middle.
right
In the middle of the, I'm saying, I don't know if I'm able to connect. He's like,
that really happened. Like, okay, sorry.
All right. What were I talking about? So I find myself having a hard time connecting, even, and there's more than that because I know I got to do some education. I'm starting to realize that I look at women as legs, breasts,
Objectified, which is
hair,
common.
right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, yo, you're not taking in the energy anymore. Like something's happening with you, which you're not even. The transfer is like stopped, and it was at one point. Maybe I'm still broken over my last relationship. I don't know.
Yeah, you
But
are.
you know what I mean? Okay, thank you.
He is.
And it's a choice that you're using. You're choosing to use your last relationship to block love from entering into your life and from seeing women as loving entities and not just objects. So it's a choice, really. But continue.
And so, hence the reason why you're here,
Right.
right? I know you've been on your tour, and you actually reached out to me, and I had to. It's funny that you reached out to me, and there's so many spiritual things that's going on between you two, and just the
This is
whole
a holy
thing.
encounter. You think it's
There's
a
no-
radio show,
there's
but
a
it's a
thing.
holy encounter.
Yeah.
Because-
it's an experience.
No, come girl and I.
Kiana.
All right,
Right.
Ghostface, come
Key.
killer.
Key.
Key. Jesus Christ.
Which is interesting because your name is Key, and Key is also known to be your life
Break it
force
down.
energy. So just let it be known.
It is your key. All right, which is that's like Iron Fist. Anyway, forget it. You got to tap into your key. But I think it's chi.
Yeah, it's Key, Chi. They people pronounce it all kind of ways. So, yeah.
All right, so I had just invited her to come back, be on the show with me more permanently, right? And you jump into the DM with your, hey, somebody added me on, added you into my show saying you want to be on my show. And I was like, yo, that's crazy because I still don't know why I wasn't able to connect with her or why I was having these problems ejaculating.
It was
Why I
all
was
in
able
your
to,
head, bro.
why, huh?
It was all in your head, bro.
Maybe so. So, and these are the reasons why when he was just talking about connecting and everything, it was like I was just sitting there like, because I'm
didn't
lost
relate, right.
on that.
Right.
I'm lost. I was blank face because I'm still lost on that. And so that's why I asked you to come on the show.
And you know what? It really is a choice. We choose to allow our pasts to hinder us from truly connecting with people. And if I would have let the situation that I literally had just exited block me from receiving him, if I would have used the example that I had just exited as the example for
Of
all men, then I would not have been able to be open to receive him. And I'm going to tell you something. Even when he offered to read the book with me, my ego was like, fuck you mean read a book? Like, nah. But instead of me listening to that, which typically I would have been off-putting. I was just like, yeah.
You opened yourself up to
I opened myself up to receive because I'm going to tell you something. As the feminine really is the metronome for anything in life to begin or end. The divine feminine, which is thought, has to be open in order for the masculine, which is action, to penetrate and for anything to truly manifest. So,
Oh my Jesus.
Isn't she smart?
You going. Go ahead.
so
girl.
if I was not even open to receiving what he had to offer me, none of this would have happened.
Yo, he's about
So-
to put his dick out right now.
He would.
He's literally.
He
I can tell
would.
I'm too close to this nigga's dick. I know it. This nigga's just like kissing and licking. I'm just like, all right. The minute he stands up, I'm out of here. I don't give a fuck.
You
This is my place.
Stupid. I can't with you. But, oh my God. But literally, like, sex is more mental than it is. It's physical, yeah, but it starts here. And if you're using
Yes.
your previous experiences to attack yourself and saying, man, I can't open up, I can't trust, I'm just gonna look at women as objects, and I still want to fuck, 'cause that's your primal instinct, right?
I love fucking.
Procreate.
We all do. Shit, that's why we here talking about sex,
I love fucking.
But if you allow yourself and your ego to feed you these illusions that everybody's the same and you're choosing to believe it, then of course you're going to be blocked and not be able to connect, because you're a healthy man, right? Like you don't have any history of heart disease or any issues with your blood or kidneys or anything like that. So you're a healthy young man and you have the ability to you have orgasmic ability, you have ejaculatory ability, you have control over your body. So it's not your body, it's your mind. That's all it is.
Yeah, I do know it's definitely mental.
Yeah, that's all it is.
It's
your
definitely
mind.
mental. Because it was like, it's funny. In the Horrible Decisions episode, you were talking about squirting. Right? I had a squirter. I couldn't make a squirt. Yeah. And it started to get to me. It bothered me. It bothered me. We used to have conversations. And then when we have conversations about it, it made me feel weaker.
Right.
Because she's like, it's not a big deal.
Right.
And I'm like, it is. And you're trying to,
Men are so attached to squirting. Lord.
You're trying to make it seem like I'm bugging. I just want to know, like,
you
what
made
should I do? Should I come out more? Am I going too deep? Well, I'm going too fast.
It's
Am I
not
hitting the
even
wrong spot?
anything.
Like, what?
Really, it's like not even as much as what you're doing, as much as the woman being relaxed enough
Right.
to allow it to happen.
Yes.
And men get so attached to it because I get it. Men are very used to seeing a visual external response to sexual stimuli. You guys ejaculate.
She's just, you're seeing.
And
like,
your
the
penises
result.
hang outside of you. You see yourself get an erection. So you know that you're aroused. You don't know if we're aroused unless you're really paying attention. Like, okay, the wetness is the one thing most people will gauge as, oh, she's ready. But vaginas are always wet. That's the ecosystem of the vagina,
No,
a
they-
moist environment.
No, they not.
This is why,
I've
this is
had
why.
this dry up on me before.
Well, you want to know why? Because they were in their head. But the natural state of vaginas is moist. That's why yeast infections happen, because what grows in warm, moist environments? Fungus,
Bacteria.
right?
Mildew. You
Yeah.
got some mildew boxes out there.
Up.
I've
Well,
had
I
one.
mean, it's
I've
true.
had one.